We got ourselves Team Blue with Cold Shade. Gonna be anything but cold. Gonna be hot with all the fire damage. We got Kaiser back in the action as a Destro Warlock. At least I want to say Destro. We also got ourselves Phase in here as a Demon Hunter back on his Purple Haze. We got Void Form in here on the Void Form. And we got ourselves Ganker. The fuck? You inviting me? Rehi Joe. Rehi. That's not how you do this, Jules. You can't just invite me. Out of here. We got ourselves Chernomorska. Oh my god, it's a Trinai. We got ourselves Druid in here as well. We got ourselves Daedra as well as Stealth. His name is Lily's Class. And Warport and Team Red. Good luck and have fun, everybody. We got ourselves an interesting team combination. Cherno playing that Trinai Paladin. You never see that. Also, that Mog. You never see that. It looks like it's going to be... Who's going to be up? It looks like it is going to be Stealth first. Yeah, I guess it is going to be Stealth versus a Void Form as a Shadow Priest versus, I want to say, Assassination. Is Stealth running Cheat Death? Oh my goodness. Interesting choice. Shadow Step coming out. Intro Garone into Void Form. Intro can the shot immediately. Looks like Void Form is just going to take a little bit of the damage. Vendetta coming out with a Mallet to follow. Void Form is going to take a lot of damage here. Fear onto Stealth. Does go for Dispel onto that Mallet. Removing it, I think, completely, actually. Yeah, it looks like he got rid of it completely. Short stone into Stealth after he did Shrink and a Fear. And Void Form is the one going for damage. Cloak Shot is coming out for Stealth. That's going to be a greater fight for Void Form. Does he get to get a kick out of Stealth? He does not need to get a kick out of him. Did he get a dot on Stealth before he caught advantage, though? He did not. Oh, that's a big unfortunate. That's the big unfortunate. Stealth is going to be able to catch a reason. But that was a nice way for Shadow Priest to duel with a Vendetta, boys. That's a big Vendetta. And you lived. Look at his health. No, we wouldn't see that. Tricky coming out for Void Form off that stun on Garrote. Is going to get a Void Elf Racial just to separate himself with Stealth for just a moment. Is going to go for a Mind Control. Is going to be able to keep Stealth out in the open. You're going to put the baby in the corner. It might just be able to Mind Flame to death afterwards. Maybe. He actually is going to go for Syphian. That's going to be a lot of damage. Goes for a re-stealth with his Shadow Melt, but he's not going to be staying there for long. Stun, and Syphian going back to the channel. It's going to be a lot of slows by the Shadow Priest getting a redot onto Stealth. He's taking quite a bit of damage. It's going to be a Void Form for Void Form. It's actually a good position. It's going to go for Greater Fate. That's going to be a dodge. Stealth going for the Warlock Hellstorm from his Team Red from either Daedra or Warport. That's going to be lots of damage for Void Form. Might be able to get the big Execus rolling onto the Rogue if he can somehow catch up. And Stealth still has dots on him, trying to see if he might be able to get out of that bad situation. Going to be a mount up for Void from Stealth, not sending his Stealth forever. Is going to get redotted, and I think it's going to be the end to the Rogue. Does get himself a sip pick up rolling. And it looks like it's going to be some random tentacle popping up for Void Form. He needs to walk Stealth into the tentacle. Wait, is he actually going to do it? He almost tricked him. He almost tricked him. Shadow Step coming out for Stealth. Does he even get a Garrote in there? Stun onto the Rogue. And I think Void Form is actually going to have him with the big old Mind Blast. Execus to follow. Does get a kill shot. That's going to be a Mind Bender slapping him with those tentacles. I think he actually got a full Vendetta rolling again. Out he goes. Void Form taking down the Rogue masterfully. I appreciate watching that kind of stuff, dude. I'm a Rogue main. Don't get me wrong. I love me and my Rogue boys. Wait, Warport actually dropping down Infernal onto Void Form while he had Greater Fade. Dodging that stun by the pet. Is going to have to go for a bit of Shadowmans and maybe some dots. It's going to be Succubus CC, but he breaks before it's with the Infernal. It looks like Void Form is going to be doing a dance with Warport for a little bit. Not letting the Warlock commit a lot of damage. The Cataclysm is going to connect. Nothing you can really do to stop him. Void Form might be able to actually hide behind Stealth here. No, eating a cannibal to the face. Not good. Warport is going to get hit with a stun. It's going to be Voodoo Totem Trinket for Void Form right now with a Fear to follow onto Warport. It's going to be his Trinket out. Fear onto Void Form. Does go for not a Greater Fate, but looks like he was... No, it wasn't not Greater Fate. It wasn't a real Infernal. It was actually a fake Infernal. Shadow Fury going to be Greater Fated out of there. And Void Form is going to scoot over to the pillar for a second. Just trying to get away from Warport and all that damage. That's going to be a Tentacle coming out for Void Form. Is going to get a silence on the Warport. Warport probably should be taken out of the tentacle if you can, or at least getting some line of sight. That's a free damage. Warport probably should be doing something about it. Gonna be a great. It's going to be Mortal Coil. I always call it Death Coil. Mortal Coil by the Warlock, and Void Form is going to go for a full disperse with a Siphon and a Twisted Appendage actually doing damage to Warport. This man is actually going to melt back here. Does he even want to? Nope, he doesn't care. The ball's on this guy. He doesn't care for all the shadowy apparitions that's attacking his mind. He's just like, you know what? I got my own demons. These shadow apparitions, the self-doubt and whatnot, that's perfectly okay, dude. Scythes and tentacles, and I got demons on my own, dude. I'm okay. Void from getting hit with a succubus. He says it's going to be a voodoo charm for voodoo trinket for warport, but it's going to be a stun turnaround by the priest. It's going to go for a silence to fall and continuing the damage, trying to hope for a probably. Oh wait, what? Wow, Greater Fate and the Death Coil, Mortal Coil. I mean. And that's going to be Void Elf Racial to follow right after Siphon to slow warport down and eliminates a Destruction Warlock. Druid is going to be up next as a balanced Druid. Got his backpack, he got his staff, he's ready to go. It's going to go for some solo rats onto Void from trying to get some damage rolling. It's going to be Mind Control onto Druid. Void from is just going to run the guy as far as he can. Just maybe create some line of sight or distance to get himself some shot on meds. This man has destroyed this man actually killed a rogue, that's Assassination, as well as a Destruction Warlock. That's no easy feat. That's gonna be a Barkskin for Druid. Does trick it out of the stun by Void from. Void from might have to go. Yep, Greater Fate. I was actually thinking Disperse, but that was still on cooldown. Got himself Empiric Embrace, silence onto Druid, stopping him from being able to get the spells up and running unless he has a bash rolling. And it looks like Woodform is trying to get some damage rolling back to Druid, and it looks like Cyclone is going to stop him. Trinket's out of that Cyclone to stay offensive while he got Voidform up and running. That's going to be a Siphon stopping Druid's cast. Voidform is really not looking all that good either in health, as Druid got himself some offensive pressure rolling with an Incarnation. Or Celestial Alignment maybe? Or maybe a random creation proc from the Star Sturges and a trait. But it looks like there's going to be a reset for the both of these casters. Druid just trying to get those Moonfires, Sunfires rolling. Void from trying to get the Pains and VTs running. It's really going to be a close duel. This is actually a matchup of the two casters that are very similar to one another. Very unique in terms of the playstyle. Some of the kind of weakest dots possible, and probably the most confusing playstyle for duels. It looks like it's going to be a matchup. That's going to be a Legend of Druid action. Void from walking Druid into a Gornet. Void forced him to pick up the eye buff to take 5% more damage. Silence onto him with a Siphon to fall on Mind Blast as Druid pops to the bear form. That's going to be even more tentacle slaps, more Mind Benders, more apparitions coming from the darkness. Druid does get himself a pretty big peel with the Root Silence onto Void form while he still has Void form up and running. Void form with Void form. I mean, that's a mouthful. It's doing actually super low in the execute range. It looks like the dots might do it. Does go for a Warlock Hellstone from the team. It looks like he's caught himself a re-stealth for just a quick second. Void form is still not letting him out. Trying to keep him dotted up. Stun to fall. I think that might be the end here. Unless Druid got himself... What is this healing right now? Wait, does he have like a Guardian Affinity? I think this man has Guardian Affinity. That was actually a lot of self-healing rolling off of Void form. So maybe he's not out of the fight just yet. Got himself some damage maybe here. Silence onto Druid. Mindbender attacking him. Does trick it out of the Silence. Cyclone onto Void from the way out of it. Allowing Druid to at least get himself a little bit of a reset with some health. We are at a 7-minute mark with 14% dampening. Greater Fate coming out for Void from trying to dodge the Cyclone. Got himself Empiric Embrace to continue cycling damage rolling. Trinket out of a root. Trinket's out of a root. Oh my goodness. I mean, I guess what else are you gonna trick it, right? He's not running Barks, he's not running Bash or anything. So might as well trick it Root before he gets silenced, right? If you're continuing to try to kill him. Druid looking like he's just gonna continue running around the pillar here as best possible. He got himself a really good position. That's a lot of opportunity for him to catch up on a lot of health. Until he has some cooldowns rolling. Void from pushing in, maybe trying to go for a fear. Silence on the Void for a second, doesn't get silenced or interrupted. Doesn't get interrupted by Solar Beam, but the silence still stands. Druid in the barrel form right now, waiting until the renewal is back up and running. Barkskin available here while he was silenced for a moment. He still has healing while in barrel form, but maybe Void form has it. He got a really good position. Got that Mind Flays happening. That's going to be Greater Fate for a second, I guess, in case any silence is coming out. And Druid catching up on heals. Yeah, holy shit, dude. Druid is prolonging this duel of the two class. What is this healing? What is that healing? Did you see where his health was? He actually, Void form actually cannot catch up. Like he's putting pressure on Druid, but Druid is going to catch reset every single time, it seems. As soon as Void form isn't on top of him, Druid is just going to get all that health back. Void form came in, he beat a rogue like it's nothing. He beat Warport like it didn't even matter. And his biggest challenge is a balanced Druid. Oh my goodness. I mean, Druid is playing really well. Like, he got a really high healing build. He's been playing Druid in these duels all the time. but actually might get him low. Half health, silence. That's going to be Mindbender attacking him. Does get a short rune to Mindbender. That's going to be a Siphon for a second, trying to stop him. Does not get the interrupt onto Void Form. Going to be out in the open. Executes are coming out right now. Doesn't get the big heal in Frenzied Regen. He does not. More Executes. That's going to be down for the count, with Void Form winning that heated long exchange versus Druid. With Chernomorska up next as a red Paladin. Fear immediately for Void Form, so he can get the dots up and running onto the Retribution Paladin. But I think that's going to be it, right? The red Paladin is going to hammer him. Isn't it? Trinket coming out of the Hodge. Wings are up for Cherno, but that's going to be a Void Elf Racial coming out for Void Form, separating himself from the Paladin. Mind Control coming out. It's going to be a Trinket out of the guy immediately. Stunned to follow. Does he bubble? Does he do it? Void Form trying to get himself some range. That's going to be a Siphon from a distance, slowing him down. That's going to be greater fate for Void to get even more distance away from the Paladin. Silence coming out onto his onto his Mechagon Trinket. Shield of Vengeance actually no longer up. Two set of Penders are attacking Cherno. Might have to bubble this right here. No more wings available. Void Form is actually in a very good position. Trying to go for a massive spell. Does he get the rebuke? He actually juked that rebuke. That's going to be a Hodge on him. Trying to go for Flashlight. The Siphon no longer there, preventing the healing. But with Dampening being so high, Cherno is not really getting a lot of self-heals available right now. That's going to be even more Twisted Appendages attacking him from a distance. Cherno might want to eliminate these things. Azeroth beam coming out. What an interesting choice. And down goes the Pala. And Daedra is going to be last one standing on Team Red. Looks like he's either playing a Demonology Warlock with a Shivara Pet, or he's Destruction or Affliction. I'll do like the sword in his bag though. I never really get to see it. But Warlocks can use like intellect swords, which is actually so dope in my opinion. He's gonna avoid from getting a full, almost full heal. And Daedra actually kind of letting him have like an honor duel here, essentially. Sending his pet to attack, or no, looked like a pet was gonna attack somebody, but I guess his pet is out in the open. And that's going to be a full honor duel between Void Form and Daedra. It looks like he is playing Demonology. Summoning out of Vilefin, getting more pets up and running. The Vilefin is going to leap on top of Void Form as he gets interrupted on Shadow, so he's not going to be able to get a lot of casts in. Pushing up for a Fear onto Daedra. Does not get the Greater Fate early enough. So it's going to be stunned to Daedra instead. Trying to get the dots up and running. It's going to be Succubus C controlling him. Daedra is going to be able to get himself a hand to go down. Walling this damage right now. Void Form getting hit with a stun as he gets his second pet up and running. Full stun. It's going to be double hand to go down. Trying to get himself a full Tyrant. Void Form might just have to disperse out of this. That Tyrant is going to do a lot of damage. Barely any healing is going to come out of that disperse. It looks like he might just have to land inside the Tyrant. Otherwise, that thing is going to actually end him. Trying to Shadow Men through this damage. Probably shouldn't be trying to bulk it like that. Daedra actually has him locked out on both corners. It's going to be Fear on some of the pets by Void Form. Unless he's still in, he's hanging in there. Check it out of that Succubus CC, but he's super low on health. As the dampening gets close to the 50% mark, boys. Vile Fiend for Daedra. This is going to have the second pet attack, and Void Form is going to Greater Fade away from all these pets for a second. Trying to dodge as many casts as possible. Trying to recover a little bit of health. It's going to be dispersed, not available for a minute. So if Void Form can survive for that 1 minute, he might be okay. Stun onto Daedra, trying to get some dots up and running onto the Warlock. Needs to get the dots up and running on the pets as well. Silence onto the Warlock. Just to prevent any cast from running up. And Daedra actually trinketing out of that silence, wanting to go for some big damage himself. Might have something up his sleeve. And Void Form just trying to desperately recover ASAP. It's going to be more pets up and running. Mind Control getting interrupted. Not letting Void Form get a lot of really casts going. That's going to be quite a bad situation. Surrounded by all those pets. If any Azeroth procs happen right here, that's going to be awful. Greater Fate almost available. Try to get some damage, and Daedra does take him down, though, over time. That was a full run of a Shadow Priest. Try to do what he could. This is going to be down for the count. Ganker actually rolling up onto Daedra. Looks like he got a Garrote on both him and the pet. This is going to be a Succubus CC immediately. What is he going to do against the Rogue here? I think at this point, with this high dampening, I think as long as the Rogue Cloak of Shadows, like, that's going to be it, right? And if Ganker is Assassination, like, he's in a good spot. That's going to be Evasion. That's going to be Tyrant doing a little bit of damage to him. But they're just throwing down the Crucibles. But him being super low in health. Cloak of Shadows making him immune. The dots are going to melt him, and down he goes. That was the first Shadow Priest 1v4 with so much damage. But then again, the Druid, right? The Druid had a lot of healing. Yeah, Druid had so much healing. Dude, this guy melted everybody. I like that one a lot. Well played, Void Form. I was very well played. We don't really see a lot of Shadow Priest doing well. And the only one I think we had, Darthly, is the only Shadow Priest god that, like, obliterates people. Void Form played really, really well to the Shadow Priest, man. That's a hard spec. That's a hard spec right there. Alright, boys, let's get another one going. Yeah.